Hello, everybody, and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Chibi
And I'm CheerandCosplay.
And it's the first week of Spooky Month. It's our favorite time of year, probably, at least for me. And we're watching monstery, spooky things. I don't know that we particularly have a thing. I guess monsters might be the theme. Monsters that,
I am thriving.
Oh,
Fair
yeah.
enough.
I kind of figured that this was going to be one of your favorites. We watched Gargoyles this week, which I don't know if anyone else got this sense, but is this like an erotic monster romance novel for children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much of a hot take there, I don't think, but like, it was working for me. I don't know about anybody else.
I mean, I'm sure this had a very broad audience,
Yeah, I mean, it
to
did.
be sure.
I think they had 3 seasons for this show, 78 episodes, very serialized, which I don't think was as common of a thing. We should just point out this is a Disney show.
It is.
Not a common thing for them to be like, yeah, we're gonna have this sort of dark fantasy thing going on. I mean, it was the 90s, so they were like doing a little bit more of that here and there, but really interesting that they made this, and hey, I'm glad for it.
Yeah, I would say, like, definitely more serialized. It is episodic at points, but, like, the episodes do sort of, like, blend together. Like,
Yeah,
they kind of go into each other a bit, so.
Isn't that what serializing is? It's a continuing story?
I mean, yeah, but I feel like a lot of other shows, particularly, like, American shows, when it's a series, they do tend to get episodic after a bit, despite, like, overarching plot themes.
I kind of find it's the opposite. I feel like most shows tend to start episodic and then become more serialized as they keep going.
It depends. I guess when I'm thinking of, like, a show like Supernatural, because it's more like Monster of the Week kind of thing, like, it feels episodic despite the fact that it is a series.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's always an overarching plot or something going on, but I don't know. I feel like there's a couple tropes that we could discuss more in depth as we get to the thing. So, like, has everyone already seen this before?
No.
Ooh, okay. Let's hear your first impressions then, because I feel like you came in kind of excited.
Yeah. I'm surprised because it said it was on one Saturday morning, so I guess this was just before I was old enough to know what was going on.
So this was 94 to 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, there were some reruns somewhere in there, but yeah.
By the time the reruns were on, I was probably already in my no TV after 10 a.m. situation.
What a life to live.
Yeah. I was really surprised that Disney had such a, like, dark, edgy cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I had read somewhere that originally it was supposed to be a very, like, lighthearted comedy. Like these gargoyles that, like, fell off of a roof in New York and they befriend a teacher. And I'm glad they didn't go in that direction. And I was just, like, trying to find where I read that. And I couldn't find it, but I did find this Reddit thread. What made Gargoyles stand out from other Disney cartoons? And it's like, oh, it was plot heavy, character driven, it had continuity. Top answer, raw sex appeal.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Like everybody. How did you feel about, like, Goliath and all the others?
I'm here for it.
I think, honestly, even in the show, because we should kind of say, like, yeah, it's a story about some gargoyles from the 10th century Scotland, and they got turned to stone because of a betrayal and all sorts. I'm condensing this a lot. It's a pretty, like Cece said, pretty plot heavy show, but stuff happens. There's invaders, they're Vikings, and Mr. Krabs is trying to take over their castle because that's Clancy Brown. I always know him. And yeah, the wizard turns them to stone until the castle comes above the sky. And Lieutenant Riker from Star Trek is the guy to put your castle above the sky. So he does that, and now they're in New York and dealing with modern society, and also hot cops that are into big, beefy flying boys. And that
relationship actually becomes a thing.
Oh yeah. But, like, I'm thinking back even in the flashback section where we're kind of seeing their origin a little bit. let's be real here. Clancy Brown saw the lady gargoyle Demona, and he was into it for a second, and then she like tried to murder him. But he might still be into it.
Mark me down as scared and horny.
It's not necessarily, I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't really think necessarily wings and talons will deter a lot of people if they see someone that they think is hot, so...
Yeah, plus Goliath's voiced by Keith David.
Yeah.
Perfect. I feel like we've covered everything. Are we done? Like,
yeah.
This had to be the show that inspired, like, I feel like there's been it might just be that I'm hearing about it now, but I feel like there's been a recent boom of, like, erotic, fairy, monster, fantasy novels.
No, it was not.
It's not recent?
Been around for a long time.
Or are they just now going mainstream?
They're just now
Maybe
going mainstream because of book talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
If this didn't inspire half of the ones written now, I don't know what did.
Dracula?
Yeah, Dracula. Oh, come
werewolves.
on. This was inspired by Dracula on some level. You see how Goliath's wearing his wings, right?
I mean, yes, but also, like, I could see how this had a lot of, like, external influences, but this was not the start of, like, the monster romance thing by a long shot.
Okay, that's fine, but I think this definitely got a couple people starting to write stuff.
Maybe? I mean, there is that one YA paranormal romance series where one of the characters is a gargoyle, but that's not even close to this.
Okay. Are you making recommendations for my reading list, or, like, what's up? Or is it not good?
If you want to, like, basically want to throw a book at the wall, I guess.
I don't know what that means.
Is it not good?
I've heard a lot of mixed opinions, and from the one YouTuber that I have watched who has read the series, she describes it as, like, just trashy fun.
Okay.
Okay.
That can be fun. Meantime, though, this is a pretty fun show. We had, outside of our main cast of hot monsters and, hot other people, humans, there's a lot of hot people in this. We also have a group of Three Stooges to add comic relief and their dog. And I'm going to put Grandpa in with the hot people, quite frankly.
Hudson?
Oh, yeah. He's somebody's kink.
Probably.
Old Scottish grandpa.
Stop looking at me.
You into old Scottish grandpas with swords and wings?
Not at the same time, I don't think, but all of those boxes have been checked at one point or another.
We should talk about something other than how we're just attracted to every character in this.
I hate to bring this up, but all the other freaky Disney girlies know this. They're not actually gargoyles, they're grotesques.
Grotesques? What does that mean?
Grotesques are decorational. Gargoyles specifically are for catching rainwater and funneling it away from the building. You're
talking about, like, the architectural purposes. Yes. Okay. I don't think they would have called them grotesques, though. They're too hot.
Honestly, I think when a lot of people see those sorts of statuary, gargoyle is the first word that comes to mind. They're not gonna know the other term.
Feels like an umbrella term at this point. Because, I mean, they kind of have I like the different kind of character designs that they have for each of them. Kind of, like, gives each of them a little bit of their own personality. And they don't all have the same wings or the same body type, same face. Like every character felt a little bit unique. Other than the gargoyles we don't really get to meet. The ones that are just there to get killed at the beginning of the series because somebody betrays somebody else and bad things happen when that happens, and then gargoyles get destroyed whenever the sunlight comes out and their statues. So, yeah. But some of them did look a little bit like carbon copies of our main crew. So, I don't know. Who is your favorite gargoyle in this? If you can't pick Goliath. Okay, be real. Would all of you have picked Goliath if I hadn't said that?
Probably.
I mean, I don't really feel like I have one.
Oh,
wait, no, I do have a favorite. Angela.
Oh.
Angela?
Goliath and Demona's daughter?
Oh, right, that is a thing.
She comes along later.
Right. Wait, I'm trying to remember. Is that before or after they made a fusion clone of Demona and Elisa.
That might be that, yeah.
This show goes places.
It does. There's also cyborgs as well.
And at no point does it stop feeling like an erotic monster romance novel.
Nope. But yeah, I remember as a child, she was my favorite.
Okay.
A question.
Yeah.
Was anyone else getting Ben Ravencroft vibes from David Xanatos at all, or was it just me?
What, because they
With,
look exactly the same minus the glasses?
Yeah.
And because
glasses and like hair color.
And
but
because they're
I
both,
was like,
they're both super smart dudes from the 90s who are voiced by just absolute sex symbols.
that, and also their brown suits.
Yeah, I think that was just a thing in the 90s. There was a lot of brown suits going around. Hey, Batman the Animated Series, Bruce Wayne always wore brown suits.
Yeah, I guess for me it was just character design. They were a little too close.
Are you complaining? I would love to
Not
see some more
really.
Tim Curry. Or Flakes? Frakes? Is it Flakes or Frakes?
Breaks.
Okay.
Breaks.
So Cece, who was your favorite other than Daddy Goliath?
Bronx, I think. Needed a puppy.
Ah, you like,
Puppy.
I forgot, you love Zool, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. It's my baby.
I was thinking about like whenever Elise is first up there and like looking around and then the dog shows up and I in my head I heard Rick Moranis say, "I am the keymaster, are you the gatekeeper?"
Oh, this did remind me a lot of the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah. That was coming out around the same time.
Yeah.
There was a
that
few
makes sense.
hairstyles, I think, for some of the background characters that were very like, oh, is this the 80s? Is this the 90s? Is this just out of style?
Felt like it. Like it just, the same animation style, same kind of like a little darker than most cartoons at the time.
I think it was good that we were having those at the time. Kind of broadened our horizons a little bit. It's pretty nice. Not that there's anything wrong with like the lighter fare that you get with like DuckTales or Bonkers or some of the other things that came out at the time, but like, yeah. You can tell which shows were the cool ones.
I feel like that was more their show that they were aiming more for like older kids, for sure.
Yeah.
Just so that way they could have like some more variety, but also like keep viewers who were, you know, a little too old for the lighter stuff to at least keep them engaged.
Yeah.
So.
I do love that. Well, oh, I should say which one's my favorite Gargoyle that's not
Yeah.
quiet. Part of me wants to go Demona because hot, but like, I gotta be real. I think I like Grandpa the best. He's fun.
Hudson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just something about like, I do like the curmudgeonly old man characters. They're
Why
fun.
does everything have to have a name? The river doesn't have a name.
That's the Hudson.
The river is named Hudson.
All right. That'll be me then. And then I love as soon as he finds a lazy boy, he's like, okay, you know what? This century ain't bad.
I mean, I still cannot find the source, but I read somewhere that the reason it was rejected, the lighthearted version, and Disney was like, no, you need to be more edgy, is because they were trying to compete with Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was big at the time.
Like, yeah, that makes sense.
I do remember seeing some stuff, because I was just looking up some random things about this here and there. I know that there were a couple different versions. Like you said, there was a lot more lighthearted version of that. I know Lisa went through a couple different iterations for what her character was going to be. Like, either she was going to be a teacher, or she was going to be this or that or another thing. I think the police thing was an easy way to get her involved in, like, the vigilante crime fighting element of this show. So they did that. I can't remember if this was a thing in the show or whether they dropped it during development, but I think she was originally supposed to be the descendant of the Scottish princess that they all knew. And I was kind of thinking like, yeah, this would be the thing. Again, erotic monster romance novel. I'm the descendant of the person that you were in love with 1,000 years ago. Like, that doesn't make it weird.
Read that novel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think they might have dropped it in the series. I'm going to have to keep
Oh
watching
no,
to
they
find it.
definitely dropped it.
Yeah, because
Probably. If nothing else, if they brought it back, it was reincarnation and not descendant.
Yeah,
I would
well,
think.
of course. Then again, the princess didn't like them at all, so it's not like
Yeah.
if that's love in the 10th century, I don't want any of that. So, had a couple fun betrayals. Ain't it always the case where you meet a pretty detective from New York and you hit it off, and then immediately your ex from 1,000 years ago shows up and just turns out to just be such an ass?
Classic.
And then the sexy billionaire who brought you back to life also turns out to be an ass.
That sounds like at least 5 different books.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm telling you, this definitely inspired some writers.
I mean, if not inspired, there's at least like a bunch of copycats, or these are hashed out ideas for literally everything.
But isn't this the show that creates the namesake of the Xanatos Gambit? Do you know that one? Or do I know a trope that you don't?
I mean, let's see here.
I think it's the thing. It's what's the term for his character archetype? The magnificent bastard. Because, like, as a villain, he's like, oh, you're so devious, you're so evil, but god damn it, I love watching you. You magnificent bastard. And I think, he has a whole trope named after him called the Xanatos Gambit, which is about you create some sort of weird, elaborate plan, usually involving manipulating other people to do things, but whether or not your plan goes through correctly or not, you will gain something out of it. Like, it's a I cannot lose no matter what you do kind of thing.
Okay, so yeah, this is a
Good for him.
thing.
I mean, he had to get one. His co-star also has a trope named after him, so.
Which one?
Mr. Worf. We all know what being Worfed is, right?
No, but it sounds illegal.
No, it's where you're the big muscly dude in the group, like the group tough guy, and then someone shows up and just throws you through a wall to show how strong the new opponent is. That's basically what happened to Mr. Worf. It, like, every single time he had to be the tough guy because it's Star Trek and no one fights with their muscles in that show. He's kind of just there to show how strong the opponent of the week is. But
I mean, I think you are more of a trope person than we are, so you're naming things we probably... Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like you used to listen to Trope Talk all the time. You used to tell me about some of these.
These were not tropes that I feel like I watched the videos for if Fred brought them up.
Well, in any case, good for Xanatos. He's definitely going to be the number one recurring villain throughout the series. He's fantastic.
Obviously.
Yeah. And Demona, definitely. I'm sure there was a lot of week-to-week stuff. Those two are the main ones that I remember there ever being.
Yes. I think there might be a couple more antagonistic characters, but those two are definitely the most recurring. Or they're at least, like, the big bads.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, I feel like setting up your mastermind human character at the very beginning who, like, befriends them, then betrays them, and then, like, smiles as he's being arrested is like, yeah, you have to stick around. So this is spooky season. Gargoyles. Did we find any of this particularly scary? I know it's Disney, so it's like the scariness is going to be low, but
not really. I mean, I find it more of like a creature feature
okay.
rather than anything that's actually like scary. It's more like a dark fantasy.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
With just unbelievable sexual chemistry. I promise we're not going to be that horny this month. Then again, we're watching Supernatural later.
Do not make any promises. Especially if we're watching Supernatural.
Yeah.
I think you two are the only ones being horny here.
That's fair.
That's
but
on brand.
To be fair, that's 2/3 right now, and that's a lot.
I'm just trying to make sure you two don't go into too many tangents. I'm trying to hold the tape together, but it's not working.
Yeah,
We need to get more people on next week.
Well, maybe we will. We'll see.
Balance the scales.
So what else do we want to talk about here? I think the animation was really cool in this one. Definitely was a little bit outside the normal wheelhouse for Disney, and did remind me a lot of Batman, which I've watched extensively.
So, the production teams for this, or at least the companies, were Walt Disney TV Animation, but also Walt Disney Animation Japan for seasons 1 and 2.
That makes sense. I know that, similarly, Batman the Animated Series was partially made in Korea, where a lot of the the actual like action type animation was done. This does have an anime vibe to it.
A little bit.
Totally counts for what we're doing here. This is basically anime.
What else has Disney's Japan animation studio done?
Let me see.
I would imagine that one section in Fantasia 2000. But
Thundercats.
which Thundercat? Thundercats? Ho?
Yeah, 1985.
Yeah, that was when that was.
Yep,
Oh,
they did
that
that
was
one.
Disney.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
Darkwing Duck.
Ah. That's
Classic.
They did
You know-
Tailspin. They did the Little Mermaid TV show.
Hell
They
yeah.
did the Aladdin TV show.
I do like all the
They
things
did
you're
the
saying.
101 Dalmatians series.
Who did Hercules?
Hercules,
I love
the
Hercules.
series. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, which
Oh,
I
that's a
also
good
watched.
Oh, yeah.
Aladdin and the King of Thieves, Pocahontas 2, Search for Christopher Robin, the Tigger movie.
Okay, we're going a little bit downhill here, so
Listen, what I'm saying is they did a lot of stuff.
They-
At least through 2005.
okay.
And then 2005 is looking like about where that stuff stopped.
Well, maybe they folded the studio into something else or did something with it, but they did a good
So DAJ was closed in June of 2004.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Makes sense.
They just couldn't bounce back from the Tigger movie.
Yes.
It's a shame, but yeah. I mean, I don't know how you do. So I don't know. What else you guys want to talk about with this thing?
I don't know. I feel like I did not watch enough of it to talk about much. I want to watch more of it, but
The first 5 episodes are all a pretty concise story that
Yeah.
we literally discussed. I would say there's a little bit more to talk about had we gone past the first 5 episodes, because those at least get a little bit more different in like plot substance.
Well, you did watch like what 1 or 2 after that point. So they're
Yeah.
fresh in your memory. If you want to talk about those a little bit.
So I know I definitely watched episode 6, but episode 6 I kind of had to like step away from a little bit.
Why is that?
I got secondhand embarrassment.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
Well, so that episode is about like the Gargoyles are like fans of a TV show.
Okay.
So like they don't really know the difference between TV and reality.
Okay.
So Lex befriends the people that are on the TV show, and it kind of like sort of goes downhill because the people are planning to hunt them.
Oh boy. Wait, what TV show are they watching?
The Pack.
The Pack. Is there an equivalent that you could like point to that I could understand it a little bit? Is it Crocodile Hunter? Because that'd be hilarious.
I don't really know. But then like the next one is like they get a motorcycle and they meet up with a biker gang. More secondhand embarrassment because it's mostly just about them not understanding like how like gargoyles and like them trying to socialize with humans. And a lot of times for me, like, I don't know, that stuff kind of just makes me want to bury myself in a hole.
Oh dear.
So what other people will probably find funny, I will probably just like want to run and hide and not want to watch it.
I mean, I don't mind a fish out of water story.
It's not even fish out of water. It's more the fact that they're like completely unbothered by it. They're not, and I guess it's more because it's like social cues are like just like when social cues are not necessarily followed. Like if it were me in that sort of situation, I would be kind of like, oh, ugh, cringing.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna have
I'm
to
also
check them out.
weird about that sort of thing. So it's definitely a me thing. I think other people probably will find these episodes probably a bit funnier than I did.
Okay, so they start to lean a little more into the episodic, more funny episodes after this.
Yeah, that's what I mean when it's like, yes, this is serialized, but once we get past like the opening sequence, it becomes a little less streamlined.
Okay. I mean, I can kind of understand them wanting to go in that direction, seeing as like you basically made a TV movie for your opening.
Yeah, it was one episode for every day of that week.
That is pretty cool. You know what? That would kick ass. I would tune in for that had I not been 2 years old.
Yeah, it was like October 24th, 1994 through October 28th. So leading up to Halloween.
Dude, that would have been awesome. Why are we doing this at the beginning of Halloween. We should have thought about this. This is what happens when we don't think. Oh, Chibi, are you getting secondhand cringe from me? Because I'm so embarrassed right now.
I mean, I get secondhand embarrassment from you all the time.
Oh,
but...
God, what the hell? I feel like you and me have to have a conversation after this now. God damn. Well, now I'm self-conscious. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I mean, in any case, I do feel like I gotta watch more of this. I feel like I say that every week now because I think we just mostly been watching cool, fun shit for the end of the year. But yeah, we're probably gonna continue doing that. We want to just do final thoughts, wrap things up, and then we can talk about how embarrassing I am.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'm a yay here. This even if it had just been just a TV movie kind of thing that they were like doing, this is still a solid yay. The fact that it will continue onward and do a bunch of more stuff, looking forward to this. I might just throw this on when I need to be watching something just to chill out, things like that. I gotta add it to the list of things that are like we've been watching for the last couple weeks that I want to just go back and rewatch all of. So, but this is the month to do this one at the very least. So yeah, pretty cool, still cool, love it. And I definitely won't be thinking about all these gargoyles tonight.
This is a yay for me. I say that the first 5 episodes are definitely like a very solid start, especially for like setting the groundwork and giving all the characters their names and kind of like establishing character dynamics and everything. And, you know, just good story, good animation, good stuff.
Yeah, I'm a big yay on this one. I really enjoyed this. I am about to be between shows right now, and I can access this one easy because it's on Disney Plus, so I'm definitely going to be watching more of this.
Oh boy, did we just give you your new obsession?
Maybe.
I guess we did.
Oh, I know for a while you guys were into Cyber 6 for a little bit.
Yeah.
God, wish we had another season of that one.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah. Well, anywho, we got more monster people and monstrous things to watch for the rest of this month because Halloween is always a good time. So next week we're watching Vampire Hunter D. It's a movie from 1985. I want to be very specific because most of the things that I find online is about Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which is another version that was made much later. But yeah, so Vampire Hunter D. If Kozi watches it, they're gonna hate it because it is old ass animation.
I will make sure she does, even if she's not on the episode.
I will also tell you guys why I picked that one. It's a very short story, but whatever. I'll leave you with a little bit of a cliffhanger there. And then after that, we'll be watching HBO's Spawn with Keith David. Wonderful. And then, yeah, Supernatural the animation. We'll see if it's as good or as bad as people claim. So, yeah, come back next time. We're doing more spooky stuff, and we're gonna be playing spooky games, all sorts of fun things this month. Come join us if you would please. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series, Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!